In this video, we need to explore cultural diversity and how it affects law enforcement personnel. This information will help you in doing your job better. People in law enforcement need to become cross-cultural professionals, which means they must have good communication skills, combined with a basic knowledge of the core values of different cultural groups. Armed with this information and ability, they can recognize dangerous situations, diffuse hostility, and improve their techniques of persuasion. This will help to avoid having to use unnecessary physical force. The 5 scenarios you will now see demonstrate how a cross-cultural professional should react to situations involving a gender, sexual, or racial cultural diversity situation. The first part of several scenarios will show improper techniques. All of the scenarios will emphasize the proper way you should handle situations. Listen and watch closely and identify the techniques being used.
Walk up to the table and empty your pockets, sir.
Come on, can get us moving. I'm late for court.
Well, that's your problem, isn't it?
I can make it your problem, asshole.
Right, why don't you just stand there and watch us take our time, my man?
You idiot, I'm a corporate attorney with crooks, stealing, and lowlife.
Well, that's supposed to make a difference to me?
Just because I'm black, you think I'm a public defender. That's typical for a stupid, racist rent-a-cop.
Oh, yeah, I'm holding up the line just because you're black. Everything happens to your people. I wish I had an excuse for all the crap I have to take around here. Well, here's a newsflash, Mr. Lowlife. I don't hate blacks. I hate attorneys, and I hate all attorneys equally. So why don't you just chill out, my brother, and wait your turn like everybody else?
What the hell is your name? Your supervisor's gonna hear about this. Please step up here into your pocket, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Come on, can you get this moving? I'm late for court.
I appreciate that, sir, but we have to do a thorough security check here. I'll do what I can to get you through as fast as possible. Turn around if you can, sir.
I'm really late for a court appearance. I'm sure you understand I really must go next.
Are you nuts? Who the hell do you think you are? Get back in line and wait your turn like everybody else. I don't give a damn about your freaking court appearance.
Oh, look here.
Sir, we can't have this kind of thing going on in the courthouse. I'm sure you can understand that. Now, if you'd step back into your original place in line, it's only fair to everyone else.
Everybody is supposed to make an argument in front of Judge Hangman. I'm not gonna risk getting mad at me or my client for your stupid incompetence.
I understand your situation. I'm sure Judge Hangman knows that the thorough security check we hear sometimes causes delays. Anyway, I need you to cooperate with me and just step back in the line. Everyone must go through the security check. There are no exceptions at all. It's a court policy.
Yes,
right now, you're just slowing the line down for everyone else, and if you haven't noticed, this gentleman's fixing to throw a punch.
This is ridiculous.
Sir, you have 2 choices here. You can stand here and keep arguing at me, at which time I'll have to take you aside and do a complete physical search. Of course, that will take a little bit more time than walking through the detector, and be quite embarrassing as everybody passes by. If you try to go around the detector, then we might be forced to arrest you for failure to obey a legal command. On the other hand, if you cooperate with us, we'll do everything we can to get you into court as quickly as possible. I'm sure that you understand that the security procedure is for your own safety. If you have a complaint about this process, you need to contact the court administrator's office. We're just trying to do our job here. I'd really appreciate if you step back in line.
Well, at least try to hurry this up, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Come on, baby, won't you give me a chance? You buy a drink after the shift.
Look, I told you, I don't go out with the guys that I work with. How many times do I have to explain that to you? Now just give it a rest and get out of my face.
Oh, you afraid I'm getting those lacy panties you have on up under your uniform? Or you don't like men?
That's it. I'm going to the sergeant. Now move.
Come in.
Sergeant, I'm sorry to bother you, but I got a problem. I didn't want to have to talk to you about it, but I tried to take care of it myself. It's just gone too far. I don't even want to come to work anymore. I mean, I like my job and everybody I work with, well, almost everybody I work with, but things got to change around here.
Well, I'm glad you're here. If you have a problem, it's my job to take care of it. What's been going on?
It's Jones. He just keeps coming on to me. I don't know how many times I've told him to back off, and I shouldn't have to deal with this. It's not like I'm in a bar and I can throw a drink in his face and walk out. You know, I have to work with him every stinking day, and every day it's something worse. I don't know what to do.
Okay, now this could be serious. I need to get all the facts straight, okay? I need to ask you some questions. You comfortable with that?
Sure, it's not like he's throwing me against a wall or anything.
Okay, has there been any incidents where he's touched you or you felt threatened?
No, nothing like that. I can take care of myself. Even he knows that.
Okay, you have any other problems with anybody else on your shift?
No, we all get along fine. I mean, the other guys are great. I don't even think they like what he's doing to me, but they're not going to say anything to him about it.
Okay, has he been bothering any other female officers?
Not that I know of, but I don't go around asking people.
I can appreciate that. What exactly has he been doing?
Well, at first it was just some jokes. I guess you'd call it flirting. Then he started asking me out over and over again. Just a minute ago, he wouldn't even let me get away from him. And when I told him to get out of my face, he said something like, you know, I just want to get into your panties or something like that.
That's way out of line. You said you tried to take care of it yourself. What did you do?
Well, I tried to explain to him that, you know, I don't date guys I work with. I mean, it's not personal. I just think that you ought to keep your relationships strictly professional at work. I mean, I know that people here date, and that's okay for them. But, you know, it just seems that too many things can go wrong. You know, then you're stuck with having to deal with it at work. Anyway, it wouldn't stop. You know, I kept telling him to back off, and he just wouldn't take no for an answer.
I understand. It sounds like you've handled this the best way you could. I really appreciate it. It makes my job a whole lot easier. By confronting Jones, you've made it impossible for him to come in here with excuses like, how was I supposed to know it was bothering her? So what would you like for me to do?
I just want you to make him leave me alone. I mean, it seems pretty simple to me.
Of course, this kind of thing is bad for everybody. You have enough to deal with here. It isn't fair for him to make your job a whole lot harder. It's important for a lot of other reasons, because you people have to depend on each other here. Something like this or any other problem between the staff just isn't safe. Someone try to take care of this right away.
Man, I really didn't want to come to you with this, but I didn't know what else to do. Just talk to him, okay?
Sure, I'll talk to him today. Of course, I'll have to follow procedures and tell the LT. I also want you to go back and read your section in the manual about sexual harassment. Hopefully I can take care of this, but you need to understand the policy. In the meantime, I can give you a little advice, okay? This is just a suggestion. The fewer the people that know about this, the better. And even if it's hard, try to act natural when you're around Jones. The fewer the people who know about it, and the less hostility he gets from you, the easier it will be for him to admit that he's out of line, for him to apologize and stop any inappropriate behavior. Anyway, if I can't get him to campus act, we're going to have to figure out what to do next. Okay?
Sure. Thanks a lot, Sergeant. I really appreciate that you understand my situation.
Come in. We need to have a talk about the conversation we had today with Officer Smith.
Shit, I know she just come here running to you. This is too much. This is some sexual harassment bullshit, isn't it? I didn't do anything to her. Well, I'm not taking this crap from her.
No, this isn't bullshit. Sexual harassment isn't bullshit, okay? The lawyers don't think it's bullshit, the press don't think it's bullshit, and I don't think it's bullshit. Come on, sit down, let's talk about it and see what we can figure out, okay?
Sit down. I shouldn't even be in this room. I don't want to sit down.
I know where you're coming from. Come on, sit down, and we'll talk about it, okay?
All right.
Listen, she didn't want to be here either. This kind of thing makes her life just as good as it does yours. We have enough stress around here. It isn't fair to make it harder. And if what she's told me is true, and I think it is, and that's exactly what you've been doing, it's got to stop.
So she come running, crying to you. That's just great.
Okay, then why don't you tell me what happened?
I just asked her out for a drink. It's no big deal. I never touched her or anything like that.
How many times you asked her out?
I don't know. A few, I guess.
Did she ever go with you?
No.
Did she ever act interested?
How am I supposed to know if a woman's interested in me?
Well, what did she say?
Something about dating correctional officers, like we're not good enough for her or something.
Did she tell you to stop asking?
Yeah, maybe.
Come on, this isn't her problem. This is your problem. You gotta decide just how big of a problem you're gonna make it. She doesn't date correction officers because she thinks it's better to keep her relationships here strictly professional. On the level, I think she's pretty smart. You know, she told me that you said something about getting into her panties. Is that right?
No shit, I don't remember what I said.
Well, if that's what you said, then it sounds really bad for you. Come on, she's not making an official complaint. At least not yet. She just wants you to stop asking her out and show her some respect. That doesn't sound so tough to me. One day you might need her as backup. It would be a whole lot better than knowing that she doesn't hate your guts, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. So I think she's cute and I'd like to go out with her. Is that some kind of insult or something?
No, but you two are at work. That makes a big difference. The way I see it, there's 3 things that has to be done. First, stop asking her out. Second, apologize to her and tell her you know where you're coming from. Third, keep your mouth shut, because if she starts having a problem at work because of your buddies, and things are going to get a whole lot worse.
Man, I can't believe this. What are women trying to do working here anyway?
They're here because they have a right to, and because they do just as good a job as you do. I don't think you see the whole picture here. Sexual harassment is against departmental policy, and it's against the law. Anything you do that creates what they call a hostile work environment, and that's exactly what you're doing to Smith here, is sexual harassment.
Okay, so I'll leave her alone. I can do that. I wouldn't go with her if she begged me. But I haven't done anything to her, and I'm not going to apologize. And if she starts getting the cold shoulder, that's her problem.
Come on, Jones. You got 2 options here. You can keep this attitude and risk the consequences, and in a deal like this, a lot of things can happen, and most of them are bad. If you don't take care of this, then I might decide to officially investigate. The next thing you know, you will talk to the LT or the captain. You could get an ugly transfer or reprimand. If they find out you've been doing this to anybody else, it could mean unpaid suspension or even termination. Smith could also sue you and the department. Have you ever been defending a lawsuit, Jones? It's very unpleasant and usually very expensive. Your other option is to take my advice, apologize, and get on with doing your job. She didn't ask for an apology, but you offended her, and in my book, that means you owe her an apology. Listen, we're all learning about sexual harassment, and things aren't going to change overnight, but we can get through this. She's a correction officer just like you, and she wants a little respect. Let's just take care of this quickly and unofficially, okay? If you take my advice, the whole thing could be over today. It's the right thing to do, but why don't you think it over? I want you to read up about our sexual harassment policy. That's an order. I've marked the pages here. You need to know what you could be getting yourself into. Hey, you do a good job around here, and so does she. Let's keep it that way, okay?
Is that all?
Well, that's really up to you, isn't it?
I talked to the sergeant, and I'm sorry about the other day. I didn't mean to hassle you. It won't happen again, okay?
Thanks. It's really not personal. You know, the last thing I wanted to do was go to the sergeant, but you didn't give me any choice.
Yeah, well, you told me. I guess I just didn't get it.
Well, listen, just forget about it, okay?
Sure. I'll see you tomorrow.
Right. Hey, thanks a lot.
No, déjame quieto, que me voy. No jodas conmigo, te dije.
So you've been here with us for about a month now, right?
Yeah, I feel like I can find all the stores now. This place is a lot bigger than I thought it was.
Unit 3, we have a disturbance at the southeast stairway. Please respond.
10-4.
No, que cada vez que vienen para acá la misma cosa. ¿A dónde está el jodido sensor? No, déjame quieto. Déjame quieto, no. Vete para allá, que ya yo me voy. A mí no me importa que todo el mundo vea. Yo estoy enfocado porque aquí no hay sensor. No, no.
Can you tell me what's wrong with him?
Hey, what do you think? Just because I'm in a wheelchair, I'm not even here? If you want to talk to my damn, you talk to me. You got that?
Pardon me, sir. I'm sure my partner didn't mean to offend you.
We just came over to see if we could help out. If you'll excuse me, I'd like to talk to him for a moment. Is that all right?
Sure. I didn't ask for any help. And I don't need a couple stupid cops either.
I understand that, sir. If you excuse me. Listen, try to bend down and talk to the little boy and try to get him to stop crying. And Get him and his mother away from the man if you can. Not too far now because you're still my backup, okay?
Sure.
Great. Thank you for your patience, sir. My name is Joe Franklin. We're not cops. We're security guards with the mall. If you could tell us what's wrong, we could help out.
Oh yeah, you can help me. You can tell them to build some fucking elevators around here. We've been walking all over the place, and we keep running into them stairs. Haven't you people ever heard of wheelchairs? What's my wife supposed to do, drag me up there?
I understand. There are elevators in the mall, but I have no idea why they hide them in the back of the hallways. I've been working here for a week before I even found them. I bet you my new partner doesn't even know they exist.
I didn't come here to go on some Easter egg hunt. I have the right to go anywhere I want in the mall. They should have signs up or something.
Absolutely. I know the mall is being remodeled to comply with the Americans with Disability Act, but that doesn't help now much, does it?
Well, how far away is the secret elevator? We've been everywhere. My wife is tired and my son is all upset.
It's not far. You have a fine son there. How old is he?
He's 7. He wants to go upstairs to the toy store.
Oh, sure. I got a little boy myself. I haven't bought him a toy for a long time. Could we walk with you up there? We could show you the directory on the way to show you where all the elevators are on the map.
Gracias. You don't know how frustrating this whole thing has been.
I'm really sorry about that. Come on, I bet you'll find just what he's looking for.
Man, that guy in the wheelchair really lost it at first.
Yeah, you can learn a lot from that. It was a complicated situation. There's a few things you have to remember when you contact other ethnic groups. And you also have to keep in mind that he was disabled. Latino Americans, for example, have a strong sense of honor and dignity. They expect people in authority to treat them formally. In their culture, men are considered protectors of women and children. So when you ignored him and went straight to his wife, you pushed a lot of the wrong buttons. He was offended because you didn't respect his position, and the fact that he was disabled made it even a deeper insult.
Oh, well, why did you want me to talk to the kid?
Moving them away from him made it easier for me so he and I could talk man to man. It is very important how he looks in front of his wife in public. Distracting them let him pay more attention to me. I suggested that you talk to the boy because if you had been talking to his wife, he would have been more interested in what you were saying to her than what I was saying to him. Even if it's just a man and a woman, it's usually better to try to separate them if you can. Anyway, the most important lesson for disabled people is to treat them with dignity and not pity or sympathy. Just try to find out the problem and get them to tell you what they need. For instance, a blind person would not want you to take their arm. It's better for them to take your arm. Some things like that you just can't know. If you handle it right, they'll tell you what to do. The best rule is to act natural and professional.
Listen, I treat everybody with respect.
Sure you do. It's especially important in a situation like this. For instance, you would treat a group of teenagers with respect, but probably would be pretty relaxed and informal. Here he expected me to be very professional and formal. You just need to know something about the different people you're going to run into. It will help you be more flexible, and it's safe. It's always better to talk someone out of a fight.
We got a call from one of your neighbors. They said it sounded like you two were having a fight.
No, man, we're just in here wrestling. We're just playing around.
Do you live here?
Yes, we live here. You got a problem with that?
So you don't want us here, right?
Right.
Let's get the hell out of here before we catch them.
Fuck you.
Hey, boy!
We got a call from one of your neighbors. They said it sounded like you two were having a fight.
No, man, we're just wrestling. We're just playing around.
Do you live here?
Yeah, we both live here. You got a problem with that?
My name's Officer Todd. This is my partner, Officer Hill. We're just trying to do our job here, okay, sir? Can you let us in, please?
No, you can't come in. You don't want to anyway, do you?
Sir, that looks kind of nasty. Do you want us to call an ambulance for you? We need to talk to you.
Come on in. Don't listen to that bitch.
Okay. Sir, you're gonna have to step aside. It seems like there's been a crime committed and we need to find out what happened.
Sir, would you please step in?
Sir, do you want to tell me what happened?
You don't have to act concerned. You don't give a shit what happens to us around here. We're just thinking faggots to you.
Hey, I understand why you might feel that way. I'm Fred Todd. What's your name?
Bobby, maybe you're different. Are you like the others?
Well, I care about doing my job, and it looks like you've been assaulted. By the way, you do know when we use these gloves anytime there's blood, right?
Yeah, it's pretty smart these days.
Listen, we're here just to help you out, just like anybody else who'd been assaulted. You want to tell me what happened?
Well, I just found out Danny tested positive for HIV. Can you fucking believe it? He's been living with me for a month and hasn't told me. Well, I just lost it. I told him if he couldn't trust me enough to tell me, then he should just get out. I thought we could really have something together, but not if he can't trust me.
What happened?
He just went nuts. I don't blame him. Can't tell you how many of our closest friends have died. It scares the hell out of you. But we got into a big fight and he hit me. I think he broke my nose.
Whose name is on the rental agreement?
Mine.
Okay, we have domestic violence laws here that apply to you and your roommate. Just like any other domestic violence incident, he's gonna have to go to jail.
No, I don't want that. I just want him to leave.
I understand, but that really isn't an option for us. Now, are you sure you don't need any medical treatment? I can call an ambulance.
No, I can call a friend and take me to the clinic.
Okay, just stay seated. I'll be right with you.
Yes, sir.
We've got a domestic violence assault here. Bobby over here tells me that the fight was because the suspect just told him he was HIV positive. Bobby wanted him to move out, but the suspect didn't like the idea.
Great. So the other guy ended up punching Bobby in the nose, right?
Right, but anyway, we've got to take the other one in. I think his name is Danny.
Well, he's not going easy.
Well, let's try and talk him into it. Persuasion is a lot safer than a fight.
Danny, Bobby has told us what happened, and we're going to have to arrest you for battery. I need you to get up and turn around and put your hands behind your back.
Fuck you. I'm not going anywhere. I live here. If he wants me to leave, I'll leave, but I'm not going to jail.
I got that. We're dealing with a domestic violence here. In this state, if anyone is physically injured, then the primary aggressive will be arrested for battery. You will get your chance to tell your statement later. Now turn around so we can search you and read you your rights.
This is bullshit. Bobby, please tell him I didn't mean to hurt you. You gotta help me.
It's not up to Bobby, or us in that matter. It's the law. He gets the same protections as anyone else. Now, Danny, you got a couple of options. You can give us a hard time, then everybody will know everything about your private life. If you try to fight, we'll have to charge you with a resisting arrest. If anyone gets hurt, you'll be looking at a felony. That's a lot of nights in jail, and you can lose your job, and that's not a very good option for you. And on the other hand, if you cooperate, you can probably bail out tonight and be back to work tomorrow. This is just a misdemeanor. No one would even know what happened. We're not treating you any differently than anyone else. One way or another, you're going to come with us. Which one is it going to be?
It's going to be okay. These guys aren't bad, and I'll be down later to bail you out. Don't make things any worse. Just do what they say, okay?
Bobby, here's a list of some organizations you might want to call. Some of them are gay rights activists, and they have experience with these type situations, okay?
Sure, thanks.
Come on, you ready? I ain't going nowhere, man. Come on, come on. Get him out! Get him! Fuck that! Get him!
Hey, George, you all right?
So far, so good. Shut up.
Joe, I'm Officer Williams. I understand that your basketball team won the game on the yard yesterday. Is that true?
Yeah, I didn't play much.
Sounded like it was a good game. Were any of the guys that are with you today on that team yesterday?
Yeah, maybe.
How long have you been playing basketball?
Well, about 6 months. I never played much before I got in here.
How long are you supposed to be in here?
I get reviewed in 6 months.
Well, that's not such a long time, but we got to take care of this problem right now. What can I do to help you?
Well, we have demands. We demand changes because we have our rights.
Yes, you do, and you have obligations.
No, we want to talk to the warden.
You know that's not possible. The warden's out of town at a conference. You and I can deal with this. Let's work together and figure this thing out. We're in a tough spot here. We don't want to get anyone hurt, and you don't want to mess up your parole.
Well, then get the captain.
He's already gone home. Come on, you know he hates to get calls to come back here late at night when there's been some problem. It'd be a lot better if we could clear this up before we bring the brass down here. They only want good news, man. You know, like, hey, Captain, we had a problem down here on Block C, but we got it all taken care of now. That'd put him in a much better mood for when you see him, and you'll get to see him later for sure. Things still aren't too serious right now. You should just let George go, and then we'll talk about everything you guys are upset about.
That's bullshit. Get the captain now.
That's not possible. I've got the responsibility for this situation. The captain expects me to handle things, and I intend to do that. You and I are going to work this out.
Hey, man. Give us a pack of smokes.
Sure, give me the mace.
Fuck you.
Yeah, well, I guess it doesn't matter much. You use it, it'll hurt you as much as anybody else around here. There's no ventilation in here, you know. And it's really getting kind of warm, too. Aren't you guys thirsty? You know, you can't win this one until you let George go. We don't want anything to go wrong.
Well, nothing will go wrong if you do what we say. I told you what we want. We want better food, more visitation, lots of stuff. That's like living in hell in here.
Hey, I hear what you're saying. You want more privileges, but why don't we just start with some water? We can get the air conditioning and water back on as soon as you let George go.
What do you think? We aren't serious here?
No, I'm very sure you are serious. So am I. We should be able to compromise so that we both save face. I agree that things could get a lot better, and I'll give your demands to the warden. It'd be a lot better for everybody, not just inmates. I can't do more than that. Come on, what's really happening here? I can't believe you take all this risk just for food. What's really on your mind?
Well, it isn't just the food, I told you. It's the visitation.
Right. Didn't your parents come in to visit you last week?
Man, they were treated like animals.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Was someone disrespectful to them? Who was it?
Well, who do you think? This piece of slime right here. I'll make him pay for his disrespect. They're not criminals. They're not responsible for what I did. You think they want to come in here?
Of course they should be treated with respect. I can understand why you're so upset. Now, if I give your demands to the warden and ask him to reprimand George for anything he did wrong, could we end this? Maybe you don't know that there is a discipline procedure for officers too. You don't have to do this. You and your parents can file a complaint.
I'll talk to your parents personally. I'll ask the warden to look into this. And if George was disrespectful, he will be dealt with, believe me. We know that visits can be tough for your family, and we try not to make it any harder. It's very bad when visitors are treated rudely. The warden will not tolerate that. Why don't you let the warden take care of George? Then you won't have to risk anything. But if you don't let George go now, then he will be the hero, and you and the others in there will regret this, believe me.
Yeah, sure. Like the warden's gonna believe me over this pig.
Be realistic. What options do you have? You're gonna pay for this one way or another. If you let George go now, you might lose a few privileges for a while. It's only been a couple hours. But if you don't do that and do it now, things will go bad for all of you. This will hurt all of you at review, and you'll do more than just get another 6 months. It'll be hard time, too. You won't get any favors in here. You know what I mean? We can get real pissed off when something like this happens. Of course, you won't have to worry about your parents' visitation, because they won't be able to visit you for a while anyway. The worst thing would be for someone to get hurt. Then you'll get charged with that. You could get, oh, I don't know, 5, 10, maybe 15 years. It's hard to meet your obligations to your family from behind bars.
Well, what's done's done. He's not coming out till we talk to the warden.
Listen, since this thing is really about your parents, what would your father think about this? Would he approve of what you're doing? Doesn't he want you to get out of here in 6 months? If I go and call him down here to talk to you, he'll probably have to miss a day of work tomorrow. But I'm sure he would come anyway. What's it gonna be? Are you gonna let George out? Or am I gonna have to call your father?
No, wait. Do you promise to tell the warden about everything? You'll help make sure this son of a bitch gets what he deserves and that my family is treated with respect?
I'll do everything I can. I can't promise more than that. The warden is an honorable man. He demands professionalism. If George was disrespectful, he will pay for it. But you have to let him go. Now.
All right. Just give me a few minutes, okay?
Okay, you have 5 minutes. Then I make the call.
Okay, he's coming out.